At the beginning of a new season, a Hall of Fame coach always starts with the basic fundamental. Why? Because in order to achieve a level of excellence, you must first master the fundamentals. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And towards that end, I was reviewing my notes over a couple of hundred pages of some things, and I came across a number of basics that I thought might be a good idea to share with you and as we begin a new year. So let's go over some of the basics, shall we? First one, and this one comes from Brendon Burchard. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Keep your focus on what it is you want to accomplish. Singleness of purpose. Sir Isaac Newton. The only thing about a man that is man is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. Newton was later asked how he discovered the law of gravity, and he replied, by thinking about it all the time. Singleness of purpose. Einstein kept it short and sweet. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Only a monomaniac gets what we commonly refer to as results. In order to change the outside, you must first change the inside. In order to change what you see around you, you have to change the perception, the vantage point, the angle that you're looking at it from the inside. Be prepared to change your paradigm. Many people are dying because of what they're eating. More people are dying because of what's eating them. There is no change until you leave your comfort zone. For your mind, your communication device, to transmit content effectively to the universal mind, it must be sent in the proper frequency. This prerequisite is also true to receive content. If the wavelengths are not in sync, there is no clear content being sent or received. What you get is static. You must line up with what you're asking for, and you must be tuned in to the right frequency to receive the universal transmission to your subconscious self. Two lessons to be learned here. One, you must be on the correct wavelength to both send or receive communication with the subconscious universal mind. And two, the more you repeat your desired outcome to yourself, the more quickly the conscious mind will lateral the request to the subconscious mind. Experts on childhood brain development have proven that young children spend as much as 2/3 of their time on non-reality or imaginative play each and every day. As adults, our beliefs about creativity significantly change. We're taught of the many inappropriate times to be creative in a childlike manner. Unfortunately, high-spirited curiosity and creative imagination begins to decline for most of us as we mature. There's two reasons for this. First, conformity is drilled into our brains from a young age. Not conforming to expected parental, society, or school behavior is wrong or bad and is frequently rebuked with ridicule or punishment. Thus, we are conditioned to be unique individuals, just like everybody else. Second, like any other skill that you may have, if you don't use it, you lose it. So, when the time comes that we wish to activate our creative gene, we're unable to do it. This is because we haven't been using those mental muscles and because our thinking is not unique. It conforms with the thinking of those that are in our immediate orbit. We're forced to turn our attention to logic, facts, and reason in school. Most of our time and brain power is focused on physical reality instead of creative imaginary scenarios. Now that's like ordering a cheeseburger without fries and a drink, which, by the way, are my three major food groups. There's no balance. We must take our cues from nature. If we're born using our imaginations 2/3 of the time, doesn't that indicate that the universal planner intended us to think creatively? Isn't the proof in the proverbial pudding when our most successful people are also the most creative people in their individual fields? Do you see the irony that we admire the creative end result of imaginative thinking, yet we fail to stimulate it in our society or in our schools and instead champion a doctrine of conformity? Creativity requires a willingness to be wrong, and experimentation practically guarantees that errors are going to happen. This is the main factor in the promotion of conformity in practice in our society and the demotion of the practice of creative thinking. We must begin to take life consciously, for the solution of all problems lies just in this. The second man, the infinite mind that resides in all of us, is trying to become self-conscious in the body. The desired labor of the infinite mind is to merge with the current condition and advance it. The infinite mind calls things that are not seen as though they are seen, and the unseen then becomes seen. Our inner conversations represent in various ways the world that we live in. Most people abandon themselves to negative inner talking, yet expect to retain a command of their lives. It's only what is done now that counts, even though its effects may not become visible until tomorrow. It requires an inner effort of intense attention to listen attentively as though what you have heard is to create. The events and relationships of life are your inner words made visible. Our attitudes unfold within us in the form of mental conversations. Inner talking from the premises of fulfilled desire is the way to consciously create circumstances. Our inner conversations are perpetually all around us. We have only to see them and unfold them, that is, put them in their proper order. Therefore, what we desire to see and hear without, we must see and hear within first. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's take some of these basics and get out there and take charge! I'm Eli's dad.